Hey, Paul, how's it going?
How are you?
I'm doing well.
How's everything going?
It's going well. How was your Cinco de Mayo yesterday?
It was festive. It was celebratory. It was everything good. How was
Nice.
yours?
It was good. Had some margaritas and some nice tacos. Can't complain.
Oh, nice, nice. Even though we're isolating, we're still celebrating, right?
Exactly.
Um, well, I'm excited to chat a little bit about Di Serrano Velvet, our friend.
Yeah, me too. Very
Uh,
exciting.
Yeah, so I don't know if you know the backstory of Di Serrano, but I am happy to share a little bit of the information with you about it. Di Serrano has been around since 1525. It's distilled and created in Serrano, Italy. So Di Serrano, it's a cute little town, and that's where they make Di Serrano, which is still also family owned since 1525. So Di Serrano, the main ingredients are apricot kernels, um, Madagascar vanilla, and cocoa. So Di Serrano is a really great modifier. The flavor profile is it's got a nutty fun amaretto profile to it. So you can drink it on the rocks. You can drink it in so many different cocktails, which is really fun. So the Di Serrano's first innovation since 1525 is our new friend. So we have a family affair going on right here. We have the whole family. We have Di Serrano Velvet, and then we have Di Serrano Original. See, you got it. You got it. So it's like double fisting. So the thing that's so great about Di Serrano, there are many things. One thing that I would like to address is the packaging. So it's a super sleek, super fun blown glass that's made in Murano. It's got this gold label, and then it has the fun spinning top, which
Yeah.
people can see that's the signature move, people. So whether
Oh
it's
yeah. For
whether
the
it's happy
bartenders with
hour,
style.
exactly. Whether it's happy hour, late night, whatever hour it is, it's always time to spin the cap with the Di Serrano Original. Then our new friend, the Velvet, is the great classic taste of Di Serrano. It's got that nutty, that vanilla with a touch of cream. So the cream gives it that smooth, silky texture that is perfect to sip on the rocks, which we love to sip it on the rocks. And we're gonna actually make a cocktail. See, there you go. We're gonna actually make a cocktail now that uses Di Serrano, and it's served in a martini. So
Excellent.
let's get this going, people, right? Mixing tin, we're going to do the spin on the Di Serrano. We are going to do 2 ounces. Then we are using Tia Maria, which is a coffee liqueur that's made with vanilla, 100% Arabica coffee, and some dark Jamaican rum. So we have something from Italy, we have something from Jamaica. We're covering the world. We're like worldly here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do
Adding
1 ounce
different
of that.
styles.
Exactly. The style of fun. And then we are doing an ounce of vodka. So this is like a riff on an espresso martini, which has been around since the 80s, started in London, and I would call it a classic cocktail. There's a big debate going on about that, but I would say that it is definitely a classic cocktail. What do you think?
No, for sure. And definitely having all the different angles of the vodka, you said, of like the dark rum, and then you have Di Serrano. It's like a nice mix.
Right. Somebody said they love the spin around the world. So we're giving this a good shake now. And
Yeah.
so for those just joining us, we are working with some Di Serrano Velvet, which is delicious. We're making a riff on an espresso martini. So it's a perfect little concoction. And now we've got the pour. Woo! So there we go.
Very nice.
You're supposed to garnish it with the coffee bean, but whatever.
It's optional.
It's delicious. It's delicious. So it has that silky texture. It's got a bit of the coffee taste. It's definitely got some cream in it. So guys, this is the riff on the delicious, here, cheers.
Cheers.
This is a riff on our delicious Espresso Martini. And the Tia Maria works. And here's a tip. A lot of people ask a lot of times me what, if they have a liqueur, whether it's Disaronno Velvet, whether it's Disaronno Original, people oftentimes say, like, what can I mix it with? Vodka is typically a good option because vodka is a neutral grain spirit. So as long as it's not a flavored vodka. So that lends itself to mixology and creating cocktails. So if you do have a melon liqueur, if you have some Disaronno at home, people oftentimes ask, they say, oh, I have Disaronno and all I drink is vodka at home. You can do a martini with that. You can do a godmother is what the cocktail is called. So cheers to happy hour, cheers to coffee time.
Yeah.
And cheers to Disaronno.
Yeah, and it's also very interesting how, coming out with the Velvet, like you have like, the Original for the Amaretto, and you make so many cocktails with that, but now playing in the Velvet role and like all these more cream liqueur cocktails, it really opens the door for Mother's Day. This is great for spring, summer entertaining.
Exactly. It is always time for some creamy deliciousness. And speaking of using the Disaronno Original, we are going to create a fun, another cocktail that's equally as fun, which is the Disaronno Pink Velvet. So that is built in a rocks glass that it's hot out here in Los Angeles, guys. So the ice is already melted. There's a little water. I'm sorry. This is what happens when you live in good weather. It's always warm. So we are doing 2 ounces of the velvet. Okay. We are just going to build this into the glass. There we go. There's 2 ounces of the velvet. And then we are doing the spin. We're doing 1/4 of an ounce of the Disaronno Original. So just a touch. And
nice.
Next we are going to do 3/4 of a red bitter. So that's going to give it that fun pink color. And then I'm just going to give it a little whirl. Oops. A little whirl. See that? You guys see that pink color? I don't know if you guys can see this, but we got a gorgeous pink color. It's dripping. It's messy over here, people. I'm doing this all by myself, mixing and such. I'm a busboy. I'm a mixer, everything. So I say we drink to the pink velvet.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And what would you say out of those 2 cocktails is your favorite?
D, all of the above.
All of the above. That's a great answer.
I really love the Espresso Martini. I typically drink the Espresso Martini. It's a popular drink. So the Espresso Martini works really well. So I enjoy this. And this could be I love that Disaronno, the Velvet, is a great Mother's Day gift. So if you want to do something special for Mom, you can always take a mason jar. You can create these cocktails and then drop it off at her door. And Mom can enjoy, hi, proof preacher. Mom can enjoy some cocktails while she's having Mother's Day. So I've dropped off my booze deliveries of cocktails, Original, Velvet with my mother, and she's gonna, I shipped it to her, so she'll be enjoying some of these.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Convenience at the door when you can't really get out and enjoy it at a bar, restaurant or something. You got to make do with that.
Right. Victoria said her mom will be drinking some of those. And Travel Mom, send me your address. We'll get you some. You got to try some. I did a fun interview with Travel Mom about Disaronno and the heritage, and we sort of did a cocktail trip around the world. So we had an Espresso Martini, which was originated in London. We did a fun spritz, because, aperitivo hour, everything like that. You need a fun spritz that's light, not, too much booze, perfect amount of booze. And the Disaronno Original really does well with low ABV drinks, too. So, like the Serrano Fizz is a great cocktail, which is super simple, guys. It's just lemon juice, Serrano, about 1.5 ounces of Serrano, lemon juice. I shake it, pour it on the rocks, and top it with soda. So, Lovely in LA needs a spritz. We'll be at employees only soon, drinking spritzes, hopefully. But in the meantime, you know, we'll be just sitting here doing this. So many options.
Yeah, no, there is.
So, guys, if anybody has any questions at any point, please feel free to ask. We're here to answer. Made the margarita yesterday for Cinco de Mayo. What, Travel Mom, what have you ever had an Italian margarita? You know, that's a good one. I know the one we made, I think we made like a spicy cucumber, or was it spicy? When we did our trip around the world, because obviously, you know, when you go around the world, you have to stop in Mexico. Summer and best for winter. The best way to enjoy Disaronno for the summer, I would say, is a fizz. So just some Disaronno and soda water. I sometimes put Prosecco in there to give it that extra kick. Another way to drink this in the summer would be a margarita, an Italian margarita. In the winter, a Godfather is really delicious because it's got scotch, typically 2-part scotch I make and 1 part Disaronno. So it's perfect for laying by the log cabin, anything like that. Travel Mom, you made the spicy one. Good, we like that. That's perfect.
I like that
Perfect
concept, the Italian margarita. We had some comments.
PR Smitty said, does it mix well with ginger beer? Yes, I actually make a great vodka mule, and I put in a 1/2 ounce of Disaronno Original, and it gives it that, the ginger beer and the spice from the ginger beer and the sweetness of the Disaronno give it a great balance. What's an Italian margarita? Emily Rose asked. So it is 2 ounces of tequila. It is 1 ounce or 3/4 of an ounce of Disaronno, and then 2 ounces of fresh sour mix. So you just mix all that up, shake it really good, and then rocks. Somebody asked what kind of desserts you can make with Disaronno. You know, this is my dessert. I'm not a baker.
I actually, I used the Disaronno Original in my tiramisu last week, and it actually came out really nicely. You soak in the ladyfingers inside the layers of the tiramisu, and you know, it has a very good aftertaste. It's awesome.
That's perfect. Nice little boozy dessert. Why not, right?
Exactly. The best of both worlds.
And it's tiramisu, so that's Italian. What's the price of each bottle? The price of this lovely bottle is $29.99. And this isn't available. I don't know where you live, Courtney, what state you live in, but a lot of like the big chains, like the Stop and Shops or the Ralphs or Kroger, they have this in the liquor. It usually gets down to somewhere like just below 25 down to like 20. So, you know, it's a good price point. And you always need some Disaronno. And now you need some Velvet. And now my other friends are around. We're just gathering all the friends around, you know. I got friends all over, you know, but they're all here today with me, just enjoying tasty little delicious espresso martini. Hi, Pam. Pam, I need you to send the dog. I need your dog to come be in here with me and drink a riff on an espresso martini. What do you think, Collin? What was your first impression of Disaronno, or what's your first memory of Disaronno, Collin? Exactly. Pam's dog is sleeping, so we can't borrow the dog to have.
Exactly, but it's like surprisingly refreshing. The original, like just having it over the rocks glass, like that, you know, like that cherry amaretto like taste is just very, very pleasing. And with the velvet too, it's like I wasn't really too much into like, you know, creamy liqueurs, but this one is like very nice. And like it ties in with Disaronno, the Italian heritage, and you know, it's the best of the best.
Right. And Italian spirits are super popular right now in America. There are so many people that love all the different spritzes, and people that go to Italy always come back and they want spritzes. So there are so many options to create spritzes between Disaronno. We actually work a lot with Zucca Amaro, which is a Chinese rhubarb Amaro, which is super tasty. So we do spritzes with that. It is the classy cream Victoria. It totally is. It is the classic cream.
Exactly.
My bottle's almost running out. I'm gonna have to like get me Drizzly and get some more. You know?
Yeah, available nationwide. So everyone's gonna be hitting that soon, especially for Mother's Day.
What are its best friends in summer? Vodka. You can definitely do a vodka cocktail with it. You can do fun, like muddle some strawberries, use some Disaronno, then maybe some ginger beer on top, just a splash, shake it up. Some mint is really tasty. It's the thing about Disaronno is it's a modifier. So it's typically created, it's worked into cocktails as the sweetness or the flavor to give it that flavor profile. So it works really well with bourbon as well, because bourbon has that honey to it, and that honey goes well with the vanilla of Disaronno Original. So it's super versatile, and it has everyone's friends with it in the summertime. Another great cocktail trend right now is tiki cocktails. So Disaronno can work really wonderfully as a modifier in some tiki cocktails. Works well with rum, works well with so many things, so many things. It works well with gin as well. Hello?
Can you hear me, Paul?
Are you there?
Hello?
I can hear you, I can hear you. PR Smitty said, I think I found a new friend. I think you have found a new friend.
Nope. Sorry, we lost Paul for a second. Let me see if I can try and get him back here. Having a little bit of technical difficulties. Apologies. All righty, getting him back. But everyone should definitely pay. Well, wait. Oh, no, we lost him again. Well, let's try this one more time. Sorry, guys. But as we were talking before, while we wait for Paul to come back, I don't know how many of us were in before, but we were going over the Disaronno Pink Velvet that combines both Disaronno Velvet, the Original, and red bitters. And you just add a pinch of sea salt to the end. It's a really nice cocktail for moms, Oh, there he is. Let's see if we can get him back. We'll try this one more time. We also discussed the Velvet White Espresso Martini. Oh, Paul, do we have you?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, so what I was mentioning before, in terms of gin cocktails for Disaronno, what do you recommend for that?
There are a lot of gin cocktails. You can do an elevated gin and tonic with some Disaronno. So that's perfect. Oh, somebody just said, what about Amaretto Sour drink with egg white? That is a perfect drink for some Disaronno Original, which I love to make my own sour mix. Lots of citrus here in California, so I just walk my neighborhood, steal people's fruit from their trees, and bam, I have fresh sour mix.
Yeah, maybe like a gin fizz and put some Disaronno in there. That might be nice.
Yes, that would be another great drink. There are options, people. There are plenty of options. Yeah.
Very cool. Let's see if there's anything else. And we were, mentioning before how it distinguishes from, the original, how you get those characters of, the almond notes with the chocolate and vanilla. It's more of a like desserty angle compared to the original, but you could still make desserty cocktails with the original one also.
Right, right. Yeah, the great thing about the Disaronno Velvet is it has that great creamy, silky texture. So you can use it on a riff in an espresso martini. You can use it just with vodka if you wanted to do like a fun drink. Yesterday I substituted Disaronno Velvet instead of whipped cream for a Mexican coffee, which has tequila. It has Tia Maria coffee liqueur. It has Disaronno Velvet and some coffee. So I subbed that in and it worked really well.
It sounds very interesting. I'm gonna have to try that.
Yes, I mean, we know the Irish coffee. We love an Irish coffee. So
of course,
there is a Mexican coffee that is perfect for Cinco de Mayo. It's perfect for any day, in my opinion. Why not? Why not?
We had one question. Where does the name Disaronno come from?
The name Disaronno comes from the town of Serrano, where Disaronno is made. It's actually called Serrano, Italy, which it quite literally means of Serrano. So the story behind Disaronno is that in 1525, a contemporary of Leonardo da Vinci was commissioned to paint a mural on the ceiling of a cathedral. His name was Bernardino Loini, and he went there. He needed somebody to sit as the Madonna for his mural on the ceiling. So a local innkeeper, she sat for him, and when they finished, she gifted him a bottle of an amber liqueur, and the amber liqueur was Disaronno. Serrano, Italy was also a very big importing, exporting town. So a lot of travelers came through there, a lot of business people, workers, commuting. So they would go to Serrano and they would taste Disaronno, and then they would take a bottle of Disaronno home with them as sort of a local takeaway of their trip. So that's a little bit more about Disaronno and how Disaronno got spread throughout the world. And Disaronno is known through the whole world for its distinct flavor, its distinct bottle, the cap.
Yeah, when you see that at a bar, you really know it's Disaronno versus like another kind of brand, like with the screw top that we said. It's a nice glass presentation. It really catches your eye.
Right.
Something to be proud of.
Right, and we can even see the wonderful way the light is hitting it here from sunny Los Angeles is where I am. So the light is getting this wonderful gold bottle and reflecting it back to you guys. So it's sort of like I'm in the bat cave and I'm sending out the signals to everybody that it's Disaronno o'clock, so people can get down and enjoy their cocktails.
Nice. Another question. Do you remember the first time you had Disaronno, and what was your favorite cocktail with it?
I don't remember the first time I ever had Disaronno. I'm sure it was prior to today. It was a long time ago. I don't remember the first time I had Disaronno. I haven't been behind a bar since 2001 when I was in college in New York City, where mixology consisted of making a Cosmopolitan or its friendly cousin, the Appletini. So that's how evolved cocktails were then. So cocktails have really come really far.
Yeah. You have so many different things now, especially like, in Williamsburg in New York, like there's so many people making all these different types of cocktails and these different types of organic fruits and all these other spices. And, around the world, it's really come a long way, like you said, from the beginning.
Yes, yes. Coffee 7646, I really want to taste. Well, get on your Drizzly app and get some. I would invite you over, but unfortunately I'm going solo today. The only friends I'm having over today are liquid friends. So I have my work cut out. Somebody said a shot of espresso, vanilla gelato, and 2 spoons of Disaronno, all Italian. I am in. We were talking about dessert before, and I think that is the perfect solution for a wonderful dessert taste. My earliest is seeing this in your grandparents' house, and today I see Disaronno at the hottest bars. It's super versatile and dynamic. I'm going to Venmo you that money for saying that comment. That, you know, so I owe you. Yeah, it is dynamic, and that's something. Before I started working with Disaronno, you know, creating cocktails and doing so many different things, I didn't realize that it would work in a margarita. And so what you do is you take out either the Cointreau or you take out some of the sour mix and you put in Disaronno, and it does work. What's my signature cocktail? Pia wants to know what my signature cocktail it is. It is the Nuts and Bubbles. So what that is it's an ounce and a half of Disaronno with half an ounce of lemon juice. You shake it, you pour it in a spritz glass, you top it with Prosecco and a splash of soda water. So that's a fun cocktail. And the thing I like about that is it's lower ABV, so it's lower proof. So that way you can have a few more and the room's not spinning. You know, I'm sure everybody's had the experience of going out to dinner, having one drink, and the room starts to spin, or you start to feel it. So to avoid that, I try to stick to lower ABV cocktails like the Spritz or something like that. This cocktail, on the other hand, is not low ABV. But I love it just the same. I love all my cocktails equally. They're like my children. I birthed them. So, you know, we got to do what we got to do.
Is that Espresso Martini your favorite one when combining Disaronno Velvet?
I think my favorite Disaronno Velvet cocktail is the Espresso Martini riff. So for those just joining, we did 2 ounces of Disaronno, and then we did 1 ounce of vodka and 1 ounce of Tia Maria. And Tia Maria is a coffee liqueur made from 100% Arabica coffee, Madagascar vanilla, and dark Jamaican rum. So it has some vanilla. And vodka is a neutral grain spirit. So vodka, unflavored vodka, don't get like pepper flavored vodka and think that it'll work in an espresso martini, because I apologize, it will not. It will taste terrible. So a regular vodka is neutral. So that mixes with so many different flavor profiles. So that's the best sort of canvas if you have something that's a little bit more flavorful. My friend Victoria said makes her soul buzz Tia Maria. So soul buzz me. So yeah, Tia Maria. I've had some in New Orleans with Victoria, and it was a lot of fun. We had some fun. And, but you know, I love coffee too. So I think this would work really great in sort of a spiked coffee after dinner, or brunch cocktail with some actual like cold brew or espresso, something like that.
Maybe like an avocado, and then you add some like velvet to it. That could be good.
Exactly. So yeah, that's a little bit about velvet and my love affair with it. And martinis are always in vogue, right? I feel like they're good.
Yeah, no, for sure. But would you say, in terms of Velvet and Original, are you like, you know, are you still an Original, or like, you know, they're both good, but it really depends on the situation, right? Or like, you know, where you are.
I have an older brother, and there are 2 of us. He's older, I'm the younger one. And if you ask my mother which one's her favorite, she would never give you an answer.
They're both equally great, right?
They're both equally
so
great,
versatile. Yeah.
but very different.
Yeah, very different. It really depends. I was curious, like, are the guys more going for the Original and the girls are going more for the Velvet, or, you know, it really just depends too, like, you know, how it's positioned.
Once we get out in public, we'll see. Once we get some feedback. Emily Rose said always a good choice with the martini. Emily Rose, kindred spirits, my friend.
Answered with grace. Well done, Paul.
Answered with grace. So yeah, these are like my 2 little babies. And oh, PR Smitty, thank you for joining. We're glad you enjoyed.
Well,
and so for everybody just joining, if people are just joining, we have my 2 lovely babies. We have a Disaronno Original, which has been around since 1525. The main ingredients are Madagascar vanilla, apricot kernels, and cocoa. And then we just recently launched Disaronno Velvet, which is Disaronno Original with a touch of cream. So it has that wonderful creamy finish and silky and great for making all sorts of cocktails, from riffs on an espresso martini down to just a lovely after dinner coffee. Maybe put some of this in your coffee instead of some creamer, and you're good to go. You're good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We have you covered. There's a cocktail for every meal here, people. And there are cocktails for happy hour.
You don't even need the coffee cream or the milk anymore. You just add some velvet in your coffee. You're good to go.
Why do you think mine's so low?
Clever.
Trying.
Very nice. Well, are there any other final questions from the audience that we can answer? I think we've gotten everything. Just taking a quick look. Oh, someone asked, someone's from Ghana, and they say they can't find velvet, so I'm not sure if velvet's over there right now.
Probably not yet. This just launched last month here in the States, so.
Yeah, and especially with everything going on with COVID-19, it's probably like, things are moving slowly versus like, full spread.
Right. So Pia asked, how did I get working for Disaronno on this side of the bar? I actually started working, I've been working in spirits now for 16 years. I started in New York City when I was 24. I was an actor and a performer. I was doing a charity fundraiser with a bunch of Broadway and off-Broadway performers called Broadway Bears that used to happen at Roseland. And I was asked by the sponsor to start working for Absolute Vodka. So I worked for Absolute Vodka for 4.5 years, learned the ropes there, launched all the Absolute flavors. And then I moved to Los Angeles because New York City is a little cold. And here I am, and I worked on a bunch of different brands. So I've worked for Midori, and I've worked on Voli Vodka, which was owned by Fergie and Pitbull. So it's been a fun time. Just like this is fun to sit and have a cocktail with everybody at, 4:30 in Los Angeles, which is like early bird gets the worm special here. You're in New York, so it's 7:30. So that's,
Yeah, evening time.
That's more happy hour. This is more like late. This is a late lunch.
That's a pre-happy hour.
Yeah. Well, this is a late lunch. We had lunch at 1, we ate, we laughed, and now we're here. And by we, I mean me, because I'm sitting in my apartment in Los Angeles by myself. But I'm with you guys, so that's what matters.
Well, fingers crossed we can get back to normality soon.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much, Paul. This was a great deep dive into Velvet, talking a little about Original, some cocktails. I think the audience had a great time learning more about the backstory of Disaronno, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you, and guys, cheers.
See you later, guys.
Bye, guys.
Ciao.